Remain standing. Thank you. Good morning, St. George Secondary. Remain standing as we have our opening prayer by Pastor Jamal Midas.
Blessed good morning. Let's bow our hearts as we open in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, Lord, as we come before you this morning, Father, we want to thank you for being a loving God. We want to thank you, Lord, for being a gracious Savior. We thank you this morning, God, that you have spared our life to see yet another day. And this morning we say thank you. Thank you, God, that you are still in control. And this morning, God, I just want to speak your blessings over this morning proceedings. Lord, I ask right now that you continue to cover this secondary school in your mighty name. Father, I pray, oh God, that this school will be marked for success. Father, I pray that every single student, Lord, that would enter these gates, Lord, would return and go into mainstream society, Lord, leaving a legacy behind in the name of Jesus Christ. Father, this morning I pray that every single gift in God, everything that you have deposited inside of their lives, it will not go to waste, but it shall come to pass, Lord, in the appointed time. God, I ask this morning that you would cover the principal, you would cover the deputy principal, the entire teaching facility, oh God. I pray you would cover the auxiliary staff. Lord, cover every single student. And Lord, continue to bless them. Father, continue to strengthen them day by day, that they will not get weary in well-doing. Lord, this morning, as the Supreme Counseling Services seek, Lord, to launch this bullying prevention program, Lord, I ask right now it will be used for the advancement of your kingdom. Father, I pray, God, indeed, that the students would understand and they would rise up and say no to bullying. Father, we cancel every plan and every plot of the enemy, Lord, that would try to infiltrate their minds day by day. Father, we uproot and we overturn the devices of the enemy, and we decree and we declare, Father, no to bullying. We pray, oh God, you would cover this school. You would use the students. You would give them the willpower to say no and to walk away. So, Father, we bless your name this morning. We say, God, have your way. In Jesus' name we pray. And would everyone say, amen and amen. God bless you.
Please be seated. Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, Chief Education Officer at the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training. Ms. Donna Clark, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Ms. Judith Maskell, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Mr. Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development and the OVIAS Certified Trainer and Consultant. Mr. Dennis Brown, Principal of the St. George Secondary School. Pastor Jamal Midas. Mr. Calvin Alkins, Chairman of the Board of Management of the St. George Secondary School. Members of staff of St. George Secondary School. Members of staff of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development. Mr. Simeon Nichols, Chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of the Frederick Smith Secondary School. Mr. Jason Bino, Chairman of the Committee of the Prevention for Bullying at the Grantley Adams Memorial School. Mr. Keemar Safri, President of the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness. Award winners, students, members of the media, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I say to you a good morning, and a good morning indeed it is. My name is Sherry Tulsobers, and I am the chairperson of the Bullying Prevention Committee here at the St. George Secondary School. And it is my privilege, my honor, my pleasure to welcome you to today's proceedings. But not only to welcome you, but to guide you through our morning. Therefore, I will be your MC. For those of you who, for the first time, this may be your visit to St. George and St. George Secondary, I want to say welcome to the home of the Lions, the best parish in Barbados. Isn't that true? Oh, yes. I want to welcome our staff, our students, our parents, even those who are viewing the live stream. We are happy that you have joined us and you are very much a part of our family. We look forward to the day when we can all gather, when all of us can gather for events like this. So what am I welcoming you to? I'm welcoming you to a historic event, our historic event, the St. George Secondary School Oveus Grand Kickoff and the prize-winning program. Today marks the culmination of weeks, months, planning, organizing, meetings. It marks the beginning of another chapter in the life of Supreme Counseling and St. George Secondary. This day where we will celebrate the achievements of you, our students, our stars. We have a packed program for you. So with that, we have our speeches, we have our award presentations, and of course, we have our music. We have both in-house and we have a special artist just for you. So I invite you to sit back, relax, as today we welcome you and we celebrate. So welcome one and welcome all. Now today's Supreme St. George Secondary joins an international family of individuals and schools who are determined to stamp out bullying. One such individual is Mrs. Jane Rice. Now, Mrs. Rice is from the Clemson University in California, USA. And while she would have so loved to enjoy the sun and the sea and the sand of Barbados, she's not able to be here with us. But she has sent us a recording. She is the Associate Director of Safe and Humane Schools at the Institute on Family and Neighborhood Life of the Oveus Bullying Prevention Program at Clemson University. So at this time, I invite you to listen to her recorded welcome. And after that, we will continue our program.
Hi, everybody. I am Jane Reese from Clemson University with the Oveus Bullying Prevention Program in the United States. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be with you virtually today to welcome you to the Oveus family. I really want to congratulate St. George Secondary School for recognizing the importance of preventing bullying from happening, and because you've selected the world's most researched bullying prevention program. We all know that bullying harms people. It's a form of abuse and it can take a toll on our physical health as well as our mental well-being. Bullying not only hurts the person who's being bullied, but also the person who's causing the harm, as well as the entire school climate. Bullying can interfere with student learning and create an environment that is toxic and negative, but you and everyone else have the right to be in a safe and healthy school setting where you can be yourself, where you are respected, where you can have fun, and of course, learn and grow. The Oveus Bullying Prevention Program started in Norway a long time ago, long before you students were even born. And it's been in the United States for 30 years. And there's just so much we've learned in that time about how to do the program the best way possible. So I want to share a couple of pictures with you now about our work. And again, welcome to the Oveus family. Here is Dan Oveus himself. Dan Oveus is a world's great researcher. He was giving a talk at the university at the time. Sadly, we lost him in 2020, but his work lives on through schools like yours. Here you see some research. All of those lines represent grades in a school. 71,000 students in a Pennsylvania study found bullying reductions after implementing the Oveus Bullying Prevention Program. So it's clear that when you use a research-based model, you want to do the model the way that it's written. So follow the model. Here you'll see an example of the Olveus anti-bullying rules. We will not bully others. We will try to help those that are bullied. We will include others who are left out. And if we know that someone is being bullied, we will tell an adult at home and at the school. I did have the distinct honor and pleasure of visiting some Olveus schools in Barbados about 5 years ago, and I share this photo with you as a very, very special memory. I also show you this photo of my friend and colleague, Sean Clark from Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, who has been a champion of Olveus. He has been an Olveus instructor for over 10 years. So there are some things that we can do to prevent bullying together. And one of those things is to make sure that schools, adults, and students are working hard to implement all parts of the Olveus bullying prevention program. Don't leave anything out. Another thing that we do is teachers and adults stay committed to preventing bullying, not just in this year, but throughout the years, so that the school stays a safe and caring place for both students and adults in the building. So you students, your younger brothers and sisters are going to grow up in a school that supports them. And finally, making sure that you all remember that how we treat each other really matters, not just now, but all throughout life. Thanks for all your hard work, for all the wonderful adults here who've committed to the Olveus program, to make sure that you're doing the work just as Dr. Olveus intended. I also want to again thank Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, as well as Sean, and for allowing me to be here to show my great appreciation for your commitment to taking care of one another, to keeping each other safe, for accepting others who may be different from yourself, and for stepping in to help if you know that someone is being harmed or left out. So to all of you, a sincere congratulations for your dedication and hard work to stop bullying here at St. George Secondary School. You play an important role in making your school a great place. Thank you.
In her absence, let us give her a round of applause. And now let us welcome to the stage Miss Jane Small, who will give us a musical rendition. Miss Jane Small, let us welcome her to the stage as well.
Good morning to all. The song that I'll be rendering to you this morning is called I Know Where I've Been. There's a light in the darkness, though the night is black as my skin. There's a light burning bright, showing me the way, 'cause I know where I've been. There's a cry in the distance. It's a voice that comes from deep within. There's a cry asking why. I pray the answers up ahead, 'cause I know where I've been. There's a road we've been traveling, lost so many on the way, but the riches will be plenty, worth the price we had to pay. There's a dream a struggle that we have yet to win. And there's pride in my heart, 'cause I know where I'm going. Yes, I do, and I know where I've been. There's a road that we must travel. There's a promise that we must take. Oh, though the riches will be plenty. Worth the risk and the chances that we take. There's a dream in the future, and there's a struggle that we have yet to win. Use that pride in our hearts to lift us up until tomorrow. 'Cause just to sit still would be a sin. Lord knows I know where I've been. I give thanks to my God that I know where I've been.
Wow. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you so much, Jean. Thank you, thank you. To give our opening address is our very own principal, Mr. Dennis Brown. And I'll simply say that Mr. Brown loves children. He loves St. George Secondary School. And he loves being part of a movement that will help to create disciplined and productive citizens. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome up to the stage our principal, Mr. Dennis Brown.
Master of Ceremony, Mrs. Sherry Tulsobers, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, Chief Education Officer, the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, other officials, if any are here, of the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, Ms. Donna Clark, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Ms. Judith Maskell, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Mr. Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development and Oveus Certified Trainer and Consultant, staff members of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, Pastor Jamal Midas. I know Mr. Midas had to leave us to attend other business. Mr. Kimar Safri, President of the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness and former student of St. George Secondary School. Mr. Simeon Nichols, Chairman of the Bullying Coordinating Committee of Frederick Smith Secondary School, Mr. Jason Bino, Chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of Grant Yams Memorial School, members of staff, teaching and non-teaching, award winners, students, members of the media, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful Friday morning to you. Bullying not cool. Bullying not cool. Bullying not cool. As I thought of what to say to you this morning about bullying, the first thing that came to mind is that there is a belief that a bullying program is only implemented when a serious problem of bullying exists at the organization. I beg to differ. I believe that the implementation of a bullying program is taking that step to say to the world, we know it exists, and have joined in the fight with others who are also against bullying. So even though bullying may not be a serious problem at this school, today we join with others across the globe to send the message that it will not be tolerated at St. George Secondary School. And what has now become a famous statement by our Prime Minister, the Honorable Mayor Amor Motley, not bout here. Nevertheless, we acknowledge that we too cannot escape acts of bullying from within our school environment. Most recently, on Wednesday, I dealt with a matter of the bullying of 3 of our students who were being bullied by older students for their money. Of course, disciplinary action has been taken against those bullies. But what pleases me most is that those 3 students spoke to their teacher about the situation. Hence, we were able to intervene and bring an end to the uncomfortable and unfair treatment that faced those 3 students. I take this opportunity to say to those 3 students, well done. We applaud you for your courage, for the courage you have shown in speaking out. We understand it may not have been easy to speak out because of fear of retaliation by the bullies. But we commend you for doing so. It is only by doing so that we can bring an end to what you are faced with. It is with hope, with the implementation of the obvious bullying prevention program, our school community will become more aware of such acts and take the necessary measures to prevent our students becoming victims and to also seek to remedy and change the negative behaviors of the bullies. Our vision for the program is that its implementation is not only for dealing with individual problems, but also for creating a more positive environment in our school. One that provides nurturing, improves peer relations, and leaves no room for bullying. This program is not a quick fix, but rather a long-term whole school approach of which the entire school community of Board of Management, staff, students, parents, community partners, and the Ministry of Education come together to ensure that the negative behaviors of some students are not impacting the learning and development of their peers. I take this opportunity to congratulate all the participants and awardees of the logo and mural competitions. And even though you may not have won the first prize of the logo or mural competition, your anti-bullying designs and creative artwork are symbols of your fight against bullying. I also take this opportunity to reassure all students of this school that we, the staff of St. George Secondary School, are here for you. We care for you. And we will do whatever is necessary to protect you and keep you safe. And this I say to all of you from Sir with love. Bullying, not cool. Bullying, not cool. Bullying, not cool. I will join with my chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee in welcoming you to the kickoff event of St. George Secondary School, OVS Bullying Prevention Program. Thank you.
I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion, 'cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking, inspiring, and timely message. At this time, I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Devon Sinthill as he gives the spoken word. Let us welcome Mr. Devon Sinthill.
It seemed like folded fists were your only resolve. It seemed like every word that came from my mouth ended in bruises both physically and mentally. It seemed like every interaction ended in bruises both physically and mentally. I was exhausted from your constant running of my life, tired of you making fun of me for a quick laugh, and tired of you making my heart cold for myself even though I know it wasn't the problem. You made my heart cold for myself, even though I know it wasn't the problem. You had me on the brink of extinction. A constant battle between my mind and my conscience, pulling myself back to reality, holding on for dear life as your words got deeper and deeper. You threw salt in the wounds. You made me feel like it was not worth it. You made me feel less of a man. You were a monster. My worst nightmare. You sucked the sanity of my body, leave me to swim in your negative comments. You left me scared, so I found myself back into my shell. You found me scared. You made me retreat back into my shell. Made me scared, made me retreat back into my shell. See, that was the positive impact you had on my life. I can't call it nothing other than a positive one because you made me realize that it was not the problem. It wasn't because I lacked self-esteem or confidence, but because of you telling me I couldn't. You see, you found it entertaining to make someone scared of every word that came from your lips. That you lied to yourself each and every day thinking that you were a good person. You see, your good made bad. It made me write this to encourage others that it's not okay for your right to speech to be diluted, compressed, or completely ignored. It made me write this to encourage others that it's not okay for your right to speech to be completely diluted, compressed, or ignored. You see, you have the key to your life, and you could be anything you want. So please, lock the door to bullies. Thank you.
Thank you, Devon, reminding you students that you can be anything that you put your mind to be. Let's give him another round of applause. He's a brave, brave young man. Now, students, this is the time that I am sure you have all been waiting for, the presentation of the awards to you awardees. And while we only have one first place winner for the logo and the mural, for those of you who submitted entries, today you are all winners. You are all winners in our eyes. So at this time, I'd like to invite to the stage Ms. Drusilla Harris from Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, and she will take over this section as we call the names. And the awards will be presented by Mr. Dennis Brown and Mr. Sean Clark, starting with Mr. Dennis Brown.
Good morning, all. And our first awardee will be Sharice Simmons.
I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version hung with the wrong person. Got her strung on that. Sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No fun, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath. Cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring. Cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best, I'ma tell you how. Put your hand in the air and take the vow. I know I can, be what I wanna be.
Let's give another round of applause for Sharice. Our next awardee will be Deshaun Maynard. Deshaun Maynard. Emily Sobers. Robert. Emily Roberts. Hannah Aline. Hannah Aline.
Give yourself time to grow. You're thinking he can give you wealth, but so young boys, you can use a lot of help, you know. You're thinking life's all about smoking and ice. You don't want to be my age and can't read and write. Begging different women for a place to sleep at night. Smart boys turn them in and do whatever they wish. If you believe you can achieve, then say it like this. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Now, go.
Jada Solomon. Jamelia Rudder.
Girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world, and God we trust. An architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version hung with the wrong person. Got her strung on that. Sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No fun, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people
Joshua Lord.
smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring. Cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best, I'ma tell you how. Put your hands in the air and take the vow. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be.
Justina Pollard. Kashenko Archer.
Boys and girls, listen again. This is for grown-looking girls who's only 10. The ones who watch videos and do what they see. As cute as can be, up in the club with fake ID. Careful, before you meet a man with HIV. You can host a TV like Oprah Winfrey. Whatever you decide, be careful, some men be rapists, so act your age, don't pretend to be older than
And
you are.
let us
Give yourself
thank
time to grow.
Mr.
You thinking he
Brown
can give you
for
wealth,
presenting
but
the
so
first
young
round of
boys. You
awardees.
can use a lot of help, you know. You thinking life's all about smoking.
Our next presenter will be Mr. Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development.
Whatever they wish, if you believe you can achieve, then say it like this.
LaShawn Patterson.
Boys and girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world, and God we trust. An architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version hung with the wrong person. Got her strung on that.
Round of applause for LaShawn Patterson. Romario Hayward.
Now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath, cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring, cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best, I'ma tell you how. Put your hand in the air and take the vow. I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be.
Rondella Boyce.
Boys and girls, listen again. This is for grown-looking girls who's only 10. The ones who watch videos and do what they see. As cute as can be, up in the club with fake ID. Careful, before you meet a man with HIV. You can host a TV like Oprah Winfrey. Whatever you decide, be careful, some men be rapists, so act your age, don't pretend to be older than you are. Give yourself time to grow. You thinking he can give you wealth, but so young boy.
Shania Lord.
You know, you thinking life's all about smoking and ice. You don't want to be my agent, can't read and write. Begging different women for a place to sleep at night. Smart boys turn them in and do whatever they wish. If you believe you can achieve, then say it like this. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Now, go.
Veronica Barry.
Before we came to this country, we were kings and queens, never porch monkeys. There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books to learn from black teachers who taught Greeks and Romans, Asian Arabs, and gave them gold. When gold was converted to money, it all changed. Money then became empowerment for Europeans. The Persian military
Michaela Smith.
Gold, the teachings and everything sacred. Africa was almost robbed naked. Slavery was money, so they began making slave ships. Egypt was the place that Alexander the Great went. He wasn't shocked that the mountains were black faces. Shot up their nose to impose what basically still goes on today, you see. If the truth is told, the youth can grow. They'll learn to survive until they gain control. Nobody says you have to be gangsters. Read more, learn more, change the globe.
Next, we will be having a group of awardees. Please come one by one. Donia Aline.
I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be.
Eliana Adams.
Save the music, y'all. Save the music.
Ariana Bushel.
Save the music, y'all. Save the music, y'all. Save the music.
Michelle Broom.
listen up. You can be anything in the world, and God we trust. An architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star.
Our next individual awardee, Rashawn Grosvenor.
But the younger version hung with the wrong person, got a strong on that. Sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No fun, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath. Cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring. Cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best, I'ma tell you how. Put your hand in the air and take the vow. I know I can.
Aaron King Bayer.
What I wanna be. If I work hard at
Mr.
it,
Thompson.
I'll be where I wanna be. Boys and girls, listen again. This is for grown-looking girls who's only 10. The ones who watch
And
videos and
our
never
last
sing.
individual awardee will be Javier Wallace.
Before you meet a man with HIV, you can host a TV like Oprah Winfrey. Boys and girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world, and God we trust. An architect.
And now we will thank Mr. Clark for presenting today.
Practice like I met a woman who's becoming a star.
I will now invite Ms. Gobers back to the stage.
Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version hung with the wrong person, got a strong on that. Sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No fun, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath. Cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring. Cause they came to do drugs and you came to...
Let's give a round of applause to all our participants. We are so, so proud of you, students. Now, students at St. George Secondary School, you know that your principal loves to give you presents and he loves to surprise you. So at this point, I'd like to invite back to the stage Mr. Dennis Brown to do a special presentation. Let's welcome.
I'm like Santa Claus today bearing gifts. And these gifts are going to be presented to 3 special students. I'm quite sure that you would have seen painted on the balcony of our library the words of success, tidiness, God, education, organize, respect, gratitude, and excellence. And the beginning of each letter, each word, the beginning letter of each word spells the word St. George. We are a school of success. We keep our compound, we keep our surroundings clean and tidy, immaculate shape. And we want to thank the ancillary staff for doing such a good job in ensuring, and you also do so, by placing your garbage in the bins. And we thank you for keeping your school clean. Of course, we can't do anything without God. St. George is built on God. And we are a school of quality education. And we are organized. Everything so far has been going smoothly and well organized. We are a school of respect. Persons, whenever they come to the school, they always say, Mr. Principal, your students are always saying good morning. Your students are always saying thank you. and you're welcome. We are a school of gratitude. We are thankful for our community partners. We are thankful for the gifts that you're going to receive this morning from the Sunshine Optimist Club. We are thankful for the gifts that we receive and the resources from the Ministry of Education. We are thankful for the resources received from the Ellerton Regional Holiness. We are thankful for the laptops we received from Canada. We are a school of gratitude. And last but not least, we are the best. Only display excellence. And these 3 students came last holiday, and they were able to paint with the assistance of their teacher, Mr. Ryan Maffrin, the words that you see painted on the wall overhanging the library. Success, tidiness, God, education, organize, respect, and gratitude. And at this time, I want to present them with their rewards, with their awards for the hard work, the time they took during the summer holiday, took some time away from the beach, took some time away from the park and having fun to make their school, to label their school with those words of excellence. So I call Sharice Simmons, 4G1. No. Your tablet compliments of Sunshine Optimist Club. Great job, Sharice. I want to call Adriano Hart of Form 2A6. Adriano.
So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reaping, we coursing on full. Oh, we not rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks.
And Akobi Howell of Form 2A5. I want to thank those 3 students for being committed and for showing that school pride and being in love, deeply in love with their school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Principal, and once again, congratulations to you students. At this time, we continue with a musical rendition by Mr. Jonathan Gooden. Let us welcome him to the stage. Jonathan Gooden.
Good morning, everyone. Such amazing work that you are doing. I just want to encourage you this morning with this song, Rise Up. No matter how hard it gets, stick to it. Of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter. But I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, I know you feel like dying, but I promise you we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains. We can walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. Yeah. And we will rise, yes, we will rise. Oh, we will rise. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. Rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was definitely worth the wait. I'll rise up. Over the years, Supreme Counseling has enjoyed a strong relationship with the Maria Holder Memorial Trust through its continuous funding of their programs and support. Case in point, the t-shirts that we're wearing, if you look to back, you will see Maria Holder Memorial Trust. I now have the pleasure of inviting Miss Donna Clark, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, to the stage to give her address. And before she comes, let me just give you a little bit of information about Ms. Clark. As said, she is the project manager with the trust, and it's a position that she has held for 11 years. Having returned to Barbados from the United Kingdom in 2009, Ms. Clark started with the Maria Holder Memorial Trust as the Secretary of the Board of Trustees, which she held for 2 years before being promoted to project manager. She manages several projects here in Barbados and the OECS countries of Barbuda, Antigua and Barbuda, and Grenada. In Barbados, one of her projects is the Supreme Counseling Project Rescue. She is also the project manager for the Obvious Bullying Prevention Program, a program that she holds dear to her heart. Ladies and gentlemen, join with me in welcoming to the stage Miss Donna Clark.
First thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look, world say yes, I'm the best, 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 best.
Master of Ceremonies, Mrs. Cherie Tull Sobers, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, Chief Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, Miss Judith Maskell, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Mr. Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development and the OVS Certified Trainer and Consultant, Mr. Dennis Brown, Principal of St. George Secondary School, Pastor Jamal Midas, members of staff of St. George Secondary School, members of staff of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, Mr. Simeon Nichols, Chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of Frederick Smith Secondary School, Mr. Joseph Bino, Chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School, Mr. Kamar Safri, President of the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness, award winners, students, members of the media, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is so lovely to see all of you following the 2-year hiatus, having been locked down, adhering to strict protocols, online school, etc., as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic that seems to be going nowhere fast. It has become our new normal, and we have all had to adjust the way we live, conduct business and ourselves as a result of it. That being said, it is no easy feat standing here having to give remarks on bullying within schools, as in an ideal world, it should not exist. Unfortunately, this is one of the many life challenges that we face and have to deal with on a daily basis, albeit in the home, workplace, school, and even online, to name a few. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary's definition of the word bullying is the abuse and mistreatment of someone vulnerable by someone stronger and powerful, prone to or characterized by overbearing mistreatment or domination of others. In other words, bullies tend to target individuals who are weaker than them in the physical sense or are emotionally fragile from a mental and emotional standpoint. Oftentimes, bullies are themselves victims of bullying, and therefore their rebuff is to target someone else. Bullying does not just start in the playground, and we have to look at the bigger picture as to what happens in the home. What are children dealing with emotionally and mentally? How are we going to deal with this subject that seems so taboo in the minds of some who think that bullying is just a myth? What is a little jostle between classmates? It goes deeper than that, particularly when the focus shifts from the playground to social media, and we all know that once something is posted on the internet or any of the other social mediums, there is no recall. Some bullies are relentless and will go to all lengths to destroy their target without recourse as to the stress and pain they cause their targets. With that being said, Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, through its obvious bullying prevention program, felt that this was one of the best interventions in tackling bullying within schools in Barbados. The program was launched in 4 schools: Frederick Smith, Lester Vaughan, Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School, Wesley Hall Infant School, and today we welcome the St. George Secondary School to the program. This obvious Bullying Prevention Program is one of the components of the wider Supreme Counseling for Personal Development's Project Rescue Program. The aim is to try and tackle the issue of bullying using a very holistic approach, focusing on the school, classroom, individual, and community levels. The OVS Bullying Prevention Program is recognized as one of the world's most researched bullying prevention programs and has yielded positive results in schools that have undertaken and embraced this program in other countries, and additionally, those schools here in Barbados who are using this model to tackle the issue of bullying. Most have indicated that bullying has decreased, thus resulting in positive change in the school climate. A child who does not feel safe in school will not thrive and therefore find it very difficult to focus on schoolwork. The Maria Holder Memorial Trust has been the primary funder of the Supreme Counseling for Personal Development Project Rescue Program over the last few years. We recognize the impact of this program that continues to yield positive results from its participants. It is truly a pleasure to always read the reports from Sean Clark about the positive changes in attitudes and behavior, and more importantly, the improved academic results. Of course, the program has its challenges, but this is not a deterrent for Sean and his team. In fact, this continues to motivate them to push harder to achieve the necessary results. To you, the students, for the launch of this program today, it shows your commitment in the fight to eradicate bullying in your school. If you see one of your peers being bullied, do not be afraid to report it to the teacher or the principal. This is the only way that the problem can be dealt with from early and avoid it escalating into something more serious. And I believe that the principal touched base on this morning. In closing, I implore each and every one of you to be the other's keeper. Lean on each other for support and guidance. Continue to build long-lasting relationships and friendships, and use the lessons learned as you traverse through life's wonderful but sometimes complicated journey. To Mr. Clark and the staff of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, I would like to thank you for your dedication, hard work, and commitment to this program. The nation's youth need organizations like yours who have their best interests at heart, but you cannot do it alone. This requires the buy-in of teachers, guidance counselors, parents, as well as the continued support of the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training. To you, the teachers and staff of the St. George Secondary School, today is the start of your journey in trying to eradicate bullying in school, and I look forward to hearing and receiving reports and positive results. Thank you very much.
First thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm the best, 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 best. Way too blessed, 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 blessed. Yes, I'm the best, 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 best.
Thank you, Ms. Clark, and thank you for your continued support for the youth of our country. At this time, Khalil Calendar will give us a musical selection. Let us welcome him to the stage.
Good morning to everyone. Just want to thank Sean and the St. George Secondary School for having me today.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you reach within your soul
and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. But when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. It's a long road, and you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. But when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. No, and hold on. There will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find a way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. But when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Oh, that a hero lies in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalil. Mr. Sean Clark wears many hats. Today, he is wearing the hat of the obvious bullying prevention trainer and consultant. He completed studies in bullying prevention at the Clemson University in California in the US in 2013. As a part of his studies, he worked with several public schools in the US. After he accomplished his qualification, he was offered a job in counseling and bullying prevention. He remembers that when the job offer was made, he was attending a planning meeting and laughed at the request, only to realize that he was the only one in the room laughing. He subsequently and obviously turned down the offer by saying that there was too much work to be done right here at home in Barbados. Sean is one of the 2 certified obvious bullying prevention trainers and consultants in the entire Caribbean, and is a member of the International Bullying Prevention Association. He also sits as the association's point of contact for the Caribbean region. Mr. Clark visits the US every November to refresh his studies and be brought up to date on any new trends in bullying prevention. While there, he visits some public schools. Sean has implemented the OVS bullying prevention program at the Frederick Smith School, the Lester Vaughan School, Granny Adams, and the Wesley All Infants in Barbados, and 6 schools in Antigua and Barbuda. Over the past 2 years, he was invited to be the featured speaker in St. Lucia, speaking on the topic, the cost benefits of having a bullying prevention program. He has also worked in Trinidad in a number of schools in the San Fernando, as well as in St. Lucia. At this time, we invite Mr. Sean Clark to the stage to give us his address. Let us all welcome him, students.
Them a pre out, teacher sign me and me gone now. Everybody know about Sean now. So when bad mind a try stop me, every day me pray chant a psalms. Yeah, work hard for me cheddar every day and night. No busy doing folly in a Jah eyesight. Jah help those who help themselves. Him run my life so. Just in case you didn't know. I sweat on my brow, please slow up.
And you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, Chief Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training. Ms. Donna Clark, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Ms. Judith Maskell, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Mr. Dennis Brown, Principal of St. George Secondary School. Members of staff of St. George Secondary School, members of staff of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development. My good friend, Mr. Nichols, Chairperson of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee at the Frederick Smith Secondary School. Mr. Joseph Bino, Chairperson of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee, Grantley Adams Memorial. Award winners, students, members of the media, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to you. It gives me great pleasure and a sense of pride to join the St. George Secondary School family today, my family, for the official kickoff of the OVS Bullying Prevention Program. My friends, for almost 3 years, I have been taunted and called out by your principal to introduce this program to your school. You see, according to Mr. Brown, he wants nothing but the best for his school. You can imagine, therefore, how elated, and need I say relieved, I was when my project manager, Ms. Donna Clark, said to me, Sean, the bullying prevention program at St. George was approved. Mind you, no more pleased, no more excited than Mr. Brown when I shared the news with him. Sir Brown, I know that the students and teachers of this esteemed institution will execute this program with pride. Ladies and gentlemen, bullying is real, and we in Barbados need to start seeing it as what it is. The reality is that when you compare aspects of bullying to the law, we see how it fits. For example, physical bullying is assault. Rumors and lies, defamation of character, cyberbullying, stalking. So that, Madam Chief, we can no longer see bullying in isolation or as a rite of passage, but as a violation of one's personal rights, as an act of degrading and demoralizing and destabilizing someone, of raping someone of what should be an enjoyable and memorable school life. The health issues experienced by children involved in bullying, whether participating in, being targeted, or witnessing bullying behaviors, are significant. Headaches, stomach aches, and sleep problems, are only a few of the physical or psychosomatic symptoms some children face. Additionally, Madam Chief, anxiety, depression, and other mood disorders are significantly associated with children who are bullied in school. Academically, bullying takes a toll. Research has shown that children who are excluded from peer group in early grades are at greater risk of academic difficulties. Socially, boys who were identified as bullies in secondary school were over 3 times as likely to have multiple criminal convictions by their early 20s and higher self-reports of drug and alcohol use. What does this all mean? It simply means, Mr. Principal, sir, that systems and mechanisms must be put in place as a matter of urgency to protect our children, to safeguard all parties participating in bullying. We cannot, for example, only focus on the target of bullying, but must also offer some level of intervention for the bystander and the person exhibiting the bullying behaviors. The measures put in place for the person exhibiting the bullying behaviors, more often referred to as the bully, can no longer be punitive, but must also have a psychological dimension. Bullying is an extensive quandary in our schools and has an unconstructive impact on school culture, school climate, and students' right to learn in a protected and secured environment without fear. Once considered a rite of passage or undisruptive behavior that helps build character, bullying is now known to have long-term academic, psychological, and emotional effects on both the victim and the bully. The scope and impact of bullying demand a coherent, integrated, and comprehensive holistic public approach. The bullying prevention efforts of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development must and will utilize this holistic approach to reduce incidences of bullying in schools in Barbados successfully. Accordingly, we intend to refocus our energies on the obvious bullying prevention program. Mr. Nichols, I'm sure you're glad to hear this, at the Frederick Smith Secondary School, and Mr. Bino at Grantley Adams Memorial. Mrs. Sobers to the efforts here at St. George Secondary School. Accordingly, we plan to resurvey all 3 of these schools this term and then again around the same time next year to build a case to be presented to the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training as to why the obvious bullying prevention program must be given the green light to become the program to address bullying across all schools in Barbados. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor, it is indeed a privilege to welcome the St. George Secondary School to the OVS program. I am obliged.
Them a free out, teacher sign me and me gone now. Everybody know about Sean now. So when bad mind a try stop me, every day me pray chant a psalms. Yeah, work hard for me cheddar every day and night. No busy doing folly in a Jah eyesight. Jah help those who help themselves. Him run my life so. Just in case you didn't know, my life. Work hard every day, thank God, just to make a little dough. My life. By the sweat on my brow, things slow, but me love my life.
Thank you, Mr. Clark, for those timely reminders. And at this time, we are at the point in our program where we will welcome to the stage shortly our keynote speaker. To give today's keynote address will be Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, the Chief Education Officer of the Ministry of Education, Technological, and Vocational Training. But before she comes to the stage, I wish to read a few words about Dr. Archer Bradshaw. She holds a doctorate of philosophy in education with high commendation from the University of the West Indies, a postgraduate diploma of public sector management with a distinction, and she graduated as a valedictorian, the most outstanding student within her program. And she was the most outstanding student overall on completion of her postgrad diploma in education with a double distinction at the Urdeston Teachers Training College. Dr. Archer Bradshaw has over 20 years of teaching experience and is passionate about education. To this end, she has published several publications, both locally and internationally, in journals in the area of teacher quality and scientific literacy. In addition to her scholarly work, Dr. Bradshaw has spent many years honing her craft as a teacher and educational leader. She's spent over a decade cultivating her practice in the classroom as a teacher of physics at the secondary level and has trained teachers and performed numerous teacher observations across nursery, primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions in her role as tutor, senior tutor, deputy principal, and acting principal of the Urdeston Teachers Training College. During her tenure at the college, she has been a member of several committees, including the Strategic Planning Committee and the steering committees of the registration accreditation process. She also chaired the academic board of the college, which has coordinated programs and various workshops for teachers and educational leaders. She continues to be a member of the American Education Research Association, a volunteer for the Caribbean Science Foundation, and a reviewer for regional and high-profile international post-reviewed journals. She's also a wife. She's a mother, and she enjoys swimming, playing steel pan, playing billiards, and singing karaoke. Her philosophy is that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one step. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome to the stage our Chief Education Officer.
I never see so much obstacles before. I got to pray some more. I got to try and forget about it. I never say I'm perfect, and yes, I fall, but I'm gonna again. See my journey will never go in vain.
Yeah, I think that should be fine. Ms. Donna Clark, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Ms. Judith Maskell, Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Mr. Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development and Ovia Certified Trainer and Consultant. Mr. Dennis Brown, Principal, St. George Secondary School. Pastor Jamal Medas, members of staff of St. George Secondary School, members of staff of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, Mr. Simeon Nichols, chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of Frederick Smith Secondary, Mr. Joseph Bino, chairman of Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of Grantley Adams Memorial School, Mr. Kimar Safri, president of the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness, award winners, students, members of the media, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am not hearing you very well. Good morning. I am indeed happy to share in this moment with you this morning. It warms my heart to see the students at every level outfitted in your shirts with a nice message on the front of the shirt. Could you tell me what that message says? And I'm hearing, okay. At the count of 3, you will tell me what the message says. 1, 2, 3. No bullying, be a friend. So when you feel like teasing somebody in your classroom, what message should you hear in your head? Let's hear it again. When you want to unfair someone that you see on the field outside, what message should you hear? When you want to treat someone in a way that you do not want to be treated, what do you say? No bullying, be a friend. So this event goes beyond what we are seeing here today. It goes beyond wearing this fancy shirt that I really love. I hope you're going to give me one, sir. It goes beyond wearing this fancy shirt. It is about you walking the walk and walking the talk. It is about you believing in yourself. I listened to the song this morning, rendered by the young lady. I don't remember her name, but it was a powerful song. And the title of the song is, I Know Where I've Been. There's a part of the song which says, in the future, there is a struggle that we have yet to win. Use that pride in our hearts to lift us up. It says to lift us up, not to tear us down, but to lift us up. And how do you develop that pride? How do you develop that pride? It's about having certain values, demonstrating certain attitudes. As I walked along your corridor this morning, I saw a word beginning with R on the columns. Who can tell me what that word is? Everybody is telling me what that word is. What is that word? Respect. And you have to first respect yourselves before you can respect others. The launch of the Obvious Bullying Prevention Program aligns with the view that our future rests with you, our young people, who must be equipped with values and attitudes to take this country forward long after we have gone. Attitudes and values are extremely important. They make you proud if you have good attitudes and good values. They make us proud when we see you demonstrating good attitudes and good values. We live in a society where bullying and its consequences have been indirectly accepted as rites of passage for our young people. Some of our young people think it's cool to bully one another, to look at certain features and say, well, look, you got a big nose, you eyes big, you head big. All of that is bullying. We live in that kind of society. And more, we are seeing not only the physical, but also the emotional scars that are left in the wake of bullying behaviors. These scars may not be physical scars, but they're imprinted on the souls of both the victims of the bullying and the perpetrators of the bullying actions as they grow older. It informs how they behave long after the incident has passed. Imagine in a classroom, I spoke about, imagine you're in a classroom and you just decided you can tell a boy, man, you a real big boy. And you're telling him that all the time, every day, every week, every year. You're telling me that that boy will not believe that his head is big and probably have some kind of you know, when it comes to viewing himself, he might not see himself in a very good light. So even though it may be funny at the time, those emotional scars go very, very deep for the person that you are bullying, and it goes deep for you as well. I heard Mr. Clark speak about the various problems that we can have in society as you become adults in terms of spreading rumors and putting things on social media, that all of that is bullying too. And I want that when you think about doing these things, you think not only once, but you think twice about hurting somebody's feelings or about hurting somebody physically. If we are to build attitudes of tolerance and respect, qualities that are the bedrock of a positive and productive society, participation in this obvious bullying prevention program is certainly a step in the right direction for our schools. This program recognizes the value of home, the school, and the community in partnership to tackle an age-old problem. And this school is to be commended for embracing this student-centered intervention. So give yourselves a round of applause. This obvious bullying prevention program is a comprehensive approach that includes school-wide, classroom, individual, and community components. It is focused on the long-term change that creates a safe and positive school climate. So as I said, boys and girls, it's not just about wearing the shirt today. It's about a lifelong thing. What you do tomorrow, what you do next week, what you do next year. I am aware that some training has already been provided for the staff here at the St. George Secondary School, and I commend that because it speaks to the intended longevity of this initiative. It is hoped that you remained committed to the challenge of ensuring students come to school in an environment that is safe and that is conducive to learning. Along with this, there is the implication that this intervention ought to represent a lifestyle change in the school so that it is not merely a show today. It offers a framework for creating systemic change by building a school climate that discourages bullying and addresses it effectively if it occurs. As administrators, teachers, and ancillary staff, you form a collective body of eyes and ears in this school. Remember that intervention is more effective when it is proactive rather than reactive. If the little incident is addressed, the bigger one is averted, and we build a more positive school community. So boys and girls, if you're in class and you do something naughty that looks like bullying, and your teacher reprimands you, your teacher is only reprimanding you or telling you that you've done something wrong because they don't want the problem to grow and escalate into something that you can't handle and that they themselves may not be able to handle. So when they reprimand you, know that it is with an attitude of love. As we all know, one of the major challenges to any school can be that of building partnerships with the home and the community. I am pleased to note that the steering committee of the Obvious Bullying Prevention Program comprises representation from the school, the parent body, and the community. And I realize that this is not only written on paper, but just now I spoke with Mr. Lashley, I think that is your name, sir, and he told me that he's a neighbor of the school, and he's here to help you with the agriculture and so on. Now he's doing that because he loves the school. He wants to be able to play his part to assist you in your endeavors. Additionally, this program includes activities for engaging with all stakeholders, inclusive of families and community members. These activities include, but are not limited to, educational events about bullying issues, communicating with parents regarding bullying incidents, and facilitating peaceful resolution of issues. It really takes a whole village to raise a child. So, Mr. Brown, the school can't do it alone. You have to make sure you get the parents on board, and you have to ask Mr. Lashley to get some more of his friends from his community to build up this school, to help with all of the programs. With that, I will speak to parents and community leaders. Your involvement must not stop at the door of your household or in your neighborhood. And I hope that these microphones are powerful enough for me, for my voice to be heard all over, that they can hear what I'm saying. Thank you. Let me say this again. Parents and community leaders, your involvement must not stop at the door of your household or in your neighborhood. Rather, your support for the efforts of the school is paramount. I encourage you to grasp the opportunities that this program offers and to model the behaviors we would wish to see reflected in our children. In so doing, you improve yourselves, you improve your community, and by extension, your country. Students, I'm going to talk with you again. This program cannot have its desired impact unless you play your part. This program is about you, and it is for you. I want you to see this school as a place of learning that goes beyond academics. It is a place where you learn to navigate the difficulties in life. And this program will help you to achieve this. It will give you the skills that are needed to achieve this. Life isn't easy. Life isn't easy. And more often than not, you may have persons who have not gone through this program that might want to bully you. How do you respond? This program will give you the skills in dealing with it. More so, this program will help you not to perpetuate the bullying. The ability to reason with your peers rather than react in the heat of the moment helps to make your school a happier, safer, more interesting, and exciting place to be. With all of those inspirational messages I saw walking along the corridor, bullying cannot be allowed to take root at this school. And if you have a thought to bully someone, what do you say again? What do you say again? No bullying, be a friend. It gives you the opportunity to reduce existing bullying problems, prevent new ones from developing, and create better peer relations, thus achieving an excellent social climate in your school. As I told the staff just now, I'm telling you students that you are the eyes and the ears as well. If you see something, say something. You, more than anyone else, will know when bullying activity is occurring, to whom it is happening, and by whom it was initiated. Remember that you could become the next victim if you see something and you don't say anything. This program offers you support not only to tell, but to build problem-solving and solution-focused behaviors that are necessary for life. To all of our partners in education, let me assure you that the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training values the investment made in all of our children. We aim to facilitate opportunities for the development of a Barbadian citizen who is imbued with respect for human life, who's emotionally secure with a high level of self-confidence and self-esteem, and who has an appreciation for family values, community cohesion, and moral issues, including responsibility for and accountability to self and community. The goal of this bullying prevention program supports the achievement of these ideals. As we move forward, I anticipate receiving the data which reflects the impact of this bullying prevention program on the St. George Secondary School. I heard Mr. Clark speak to it a little earlier. In as much as anecdotal information is good, in as much as we can say, I feel the program is working, we need to know truly how effective the program is. We need to know what is happening within the hallways and the playgrounds of our school so that we can make informed decisions to maintain schools as safe spaces for all who work and study there. We therefore look forward to its positive outcomes as this school joins others in the journey towards eradicating bullying. Students, again, I have to make sure that you are not sleeping. So when the thought comes in your head to bully someone, what will you say? What would you say? No bullying, be a friend. With that, it is indeed a pleasure to be at this kickoff of the Obvious Bullying Prevention Program at the St. George Secondary School. I wish each and every one of you well, and I anticipate great results.
Never see so much obstacles before. I got to pray some more. I got to try and forget about it. I never say I'm perfect, and yes, I fall, but I'm gonna again. See, my journey will never go in vain. No, no.
What I'd like to say to Dr. Archer Bradshaw is at St. George Secondary, we love to give gifts. So therefore, we anticipated that you would want one of our t-shirts. So therefore, I invite Star St. Hill, and Star is one of the two students who is a part of our prevention committee. And at this time, she will present to Dr. Archer Bradshaw a small token of appreciation from the St. George Secondary School. Thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you so much, ma'am, for motivating us here at St. George Secondary, for reminding us of the importance of creating a positive school climate as well as building a positive school community, and most of all, reminding us that indeed it takes a village. Students, we are almost to the end. We are almost to the end, and we thank you so much for your patience, for your good behavior. And at this time, we want you students to give yourselves a round of applause. You have been so good so far this morning. We are really, really thankful. So earlier this week, as you would have known, our logo competition winner was announced. And for those of you who are with us today, you would have realized that when the participants' names were called, there were some of them that received an extra round of applause. And that's because they not only receive an award for participating in the competitions, but they are our special prize winners. And at this time, I'd like to invite to the stage Miss Judith Maskell from the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, as well as Mr. Joshua Lord, where Joshua will receive his official prize for being the winner of the logo competition, the logo that you see represented here on the t-shirts. Let's give them a round of applause, everyone. Let's big up Joshua. Let's big up Joshua. Let's give Joshua another round of applause. For our competition, we received so many good entries. One of the designs was so outstanding that it was decided that it would be used as a poster. Therefore, the posters that you will see in your form rooms after today are the artwork of the following student. And these posters will not only be posted here at St. George Secondary School, but at 2 other secondary schools which are part of the Obvious Bullying Prevention Program. So you want to know who it is? No, you don't want to know who it is. Do you want to know who it is? And the winner of the special poster that will be placed is Mr. Javier Wallace. Javier Wallace. Thank you so much, Ms. Maskell. So we have the logo. We have the poster, which we certainly were not expecting, but we love to give gifts here at St. George Secondary. And now we go on to the murals. So at this time, I'd like to invite, now because there are 2 murals, one is placed right behind me, but there is a smaller one. As I said, at St. George, we have so many talented students. There is a smaller mural which was done, and it is placed on the stairwell, the back of the stairwell, by the stairs leading from the Secretary Treasurer's office. So therefore, the dignitaries, as well as the students who would have received their awards, you awardees, you will make your way to that smaller mural first. Then we will unveil that mural, and then we will make our way back to this mural, which is the grand prize. And when we are finished there, we will come back here. So I will be giving you live monitoring, letting you know what is going on moment by moment. At this time, the dignitaries can make their way over to the smaller mural, as well as you students. Students, you can literally go back into your classes and look through the windows where you'll be able to see. Don't move your chairs because you're going to come back here after that is done. Let's welcome our second place winner, Mr. Romario Harewood. Let's give him a round of applause, everyone. And Mr. Clark has the scissors, and he is ready to unveil the anti-bullying mural for the St. George Secondary School. And the winner is... And this prize will be presented by our Chief Education Officer. Ma'am, you can step forward. And the winner is Nashawn Patterson. Let's pick up Nashawn. Nashawn, come back.
Take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and take a tambourine, go and get yourself a whistle and
Crank City. Crank City.
Okay, students, as the dignitaries make their way back to the tent, I invite you to sit. Remember, I promised you entertainment. So we have our entertainment. Go back to your seats. Have a seat, everyone.
Crank City.
So remember, I promised you entertainment, and I'd like to invite Nashawn to the stage. Nashawn is indeed a man of very many talents. Let us welcome our mural prize winner, Nashawn Patterson. You can turn me off. Not finished, 'cause
Beats 210.
Go to school to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right. Education is a must, don't fight on the bus. Remember the book more mighty than the knife. Go to school to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right. Education is a must, don't fight on the bus. Remember the book more mighty than the knife. And since Mr. Brownland is no bullying on the school compound, welcome to the Lions hometown. We get excellent teachers, non-teaching staff, prefect, and winners like Jamarco Gill, constantly scoring goal. Metal shine sweet like plastic, putting plastic. My best advice is walk away, don't risk it. Tell the teacher, let them fix it, cause this bullying thing left next door to crime. If you have a problem,
tell Dr. Welch, don't take it for yourself to get revenge. Go to school to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right, education is a must. Don't fight on the bus, remember the boat more mighty than the knife. The school to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right, education is a must. Don't fight on the bus, remember the boat more mighty than the knife. Stop throwing paper at people head in class and join the Supreme Counseling, and let's put this bullying thing in the past. This is break any other that is a line you should have never crossed. Come to school to learn with your book on the table and the pen on the table. Stay connected to your education like the cable. Growing up I was taught to read the Bible. Ain't gotta trust anything is possible. We are leaders, that is what's on the label. Mr. Four Bamboo. Go to school to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right, education is a must. Don't fight on the bus, remember the boat more mighty than the knife. Go to school to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right, education is a must. Don't fight on the bus, remember the boat more mighty than the knife. Practice self-control and put on the knife and fight to get on the principal on the roll. The teachers are right here to rescue you like the Paw Patrol.
Hold it. Battlefield looking crowded. You know what I'm saying? St. George Secondary. Yeah. I want to say a wonderful good morning. But you know that there's my school. And they defending the school. They went to the school. So give the school a round of applause. Yeah. Now what we working with? Let me fix up my belt properly. You just no shelling on, yeah? You give me a little piece? Give me a piece more, man, before you do anything. Give me a little piece more. You can do something on this rhythm? You can't do nothing on this rhythm? Oh, let me show you. Against bullying, right? We working against bullying, right? We said no more bullying, right? All right. So listen to the lyrics, right? You gotta sit up on the rhythm like a lizard on a limb. Lord! Now we gotta tell you. You see, we do? Bring it back up. You come now, you want the people to hear you. You gotta say, Lord! Say lyrics now. Say lyrics! Listen good. 1, 2, 3. Go school to learn, don't go school to fight. Stop bullying the children, them thing not right. Education is a must, don't fight on the bus. Remember the book more mighty than the knife. All who agree with me, stop the bullying right now. Wave from the hand left to right. Join the campaign, Supreme Counseling. Stop bullying now on every school site. And then you do a little bounce. Or you could do a bounce. You can? Lyrics now, that chorus. Lyrics now. Put it in your foot when you speak a lick. When you're spitting lyrics, it's got to do that. And this guy with chorus, this lyrics now. Little boy, little girl, brethren and sistering, bullying thing, mashing up this school system. Stand up everybody, form discipline, stop this foolishness. I hope you're listening. Don't hit nobody, no pinch nobody's skin, straight to the headmaster, you will be jonesing. Listen to me, good not taking the learning. Now follow the campaign and sing. Go school to learn, don't go school to fight. Stop bullying the children, them thing not right. Education is a must, don't fight on the bus. Remember the pen more mighty than the knife. All who agree with me, stop the bullying right now. Wave from the hand left to right. Join the campaign, Supreme Counseling. Stop bullying now on every school site. And then
stop the bullying.
Yeah.
Stop the bullying.
Do it, do it, do it.
School to learn, don't go to school to fight, stop bullying the children. Them things not right. Education is a must. Don't fight on the bus. Remember the book more mighty than the knife. Stop the bullying.
That's what we're talking about, you see? Yeah, give a round of applause. Hey, go school to learn, don't go school to fight. Stop bullying the children, them things not right. Education is a must, don't fight on the bus. Remember the book more mighty than the knife. All who agree with me, stop the bullying right now. Wave on a hand left to right. Join the campaign, some put counseling, stop bullying now. On every school side, what is that?
Stop the bullying.
Hey, give a round of applause. Woo! She's on, boy. Yes, you got to pick up this school. Some people feel that this school, you used to call this school St. George, you used to call this school Constant. They used to call this school Constant. They used to call this school all kind of things, but good people come from this school. One gentleman that come from this school is the advisor to the Prime Minister Hartley Henry. Went at this school. Give a round of applause. So, yeah. Hands in the air for St. George Secondary. And you're proud of you, you're proud of your school. And you're proud of this little man, this talent boy here. So put your hand in the air again. Play that other song, man. Play the same. Yeah. 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 Eh? Can I talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit?
I want to say thank you for the idea for the song.
Look, pull up.
I want to say thank you for the idea for the song. Cause Mr. Brown called me because he know that he's met my own beats. So he said, oh, I could just sing the No Bullying song because I also joined the competition because I like the concept because when I first started singing, people used to laugh at my beats and thing. And so that's why I joined the thing. So I want to say thanks.
Yeah, give a round of applause. Well, brethren, don't mind what people say. What you got? Keep training and training and training and training. Sometimes when I first start, I start in my classroom. My classroom, there was somebody up in there when I start, like, out in that corner up in there, right? We just got little sessions and I think I hope the teacher that the teacher's gone. They don't understand what going on. It's a whole little sessions and I think I need to start up in there. You understand? And again, you understand? I reach Bushy Park 2015 and beat everybody. I win everything. So that telling you don't give up. Don't matter what nobody say, right? Don't give up, little man. Keep pushing it.
Yeah, thanks.
Right?
Respect.
When you say stop the bullying?
Stop the bullying.
Cross. Miserable. Come. Ha! Sharp vibes. Red boys. Eh? Talk just a little bit. Can I really talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little? We celebrating. You coming on the dance. And you walk out ready. But you may bring no friends, not no family. You see the stranger on your left, you see the stranger on your right. Get ready to, if you love St. George, let me hear you. Hey, check it out, bitch. What? Check it out, bitch. Whole night be pumping. Me, you, and everybody when we went in school. Who got here? Who love this school? Who love this school? Hey, whatever you get. Hey, that's what we working with. Stop the bullying. Everybody know getting your soul. Nobody should be whining alone. Everybody know in no one place. What? We don't want a drama. Come to upset me karma. So while you're jamming, I want to hear you chanting. And hey, check it out, bitch. Hey, I want to hear St. George Secondary. When they go sing this part hard, let the rest of school see how. What is that? Lord. Who? Whatever you get. Oh, wait now, yo. Whoa, yeah. Lord. Hey. Look, I wish I could spend more time with one boy, but coming at the dance. And you walk us ready. But you may bring no friends, not no family. You see the change up on your left, you see the change up on your right. I want you when for the last time before you go long. We say, Put your hand in the air, do so long. Hey. Boy, whole night be pumping. I want Common Mirror. I want Queen's College. I want St. Mary. Everyone. I want to hear you. What you say? What you say? Whatever you get. I want on your bumper. The crowd push you over. We push him back. Lord. I want to say, big up the bullying campaign. It's a good thing that we're doing. I'll be fighting against bullying. Love one another. Respect one of the t-shirts. Respect one of the parents. Get one of learning. Come out and be somebody. You can't be nobody in this time at all. So let me say, all who against bullying, let me see some hands in the air for the last time. And wave your hand like this. Hey, done? I go, man. I love and enough respect.
How you mean? Cause we reveling for the jumping up on the having fun while we young, we enjoy it. I drink it till I get and now winding up like a push your hands in the air and sing. This is how I enjoy my life. Oh, yeah. Yes, this is how I enjoy my life. Yes, this is how the atmosphere is crazy, the atmosphere is hype. So don't I can't see clearly, but nothing can spoil me night. Don't try to stop me, I'll go in deaf. St. George Secondary! Cause we celebrated, this is how we celebrated, this is how. When I out and I drink it, when I jumping and waving, running wild and I reveling. When I out and I drink it, when I jumping and waving, running wild and I reveling. The soca music plays and them woman looking nice. Can't fault me if I'm happy and dancing. So I want to see everybody again. If you against bullying right now, push your hands and sing. Cause we celebrated, this is, I said we celebrated, this is how. When I out and I drink it, when I jump in and waving, running wild and I reveling. When I out and I drink it, when I jump in and waving. Sean, could let me jump up? So if you believe in love and unity, I want everybody put 2 hands in the air for me. 2 hands in the air, come. 4 hands in the. Let me see my pass. Long time I can see we all together. So it's we time of year to hype up and party. Drink a drink and jump somebody. You don't know. Cause my team, we not partial. When it comes to fetch, we not normal. We the vibes. Bring forth the libation. I want to hear them sing. Push your hands in the air and sing. We are. Come join me and sing. We are one big. If you enjoy yourself, push your hands in the air. Cause we does drink and we does jump. All together like. So come let me drink and come let me jump. Everybody put 100 there, 100 there. I'll be going from right so, like so, come, like so, like so. Both hands up, both hands in the. Let me see my boss here. Come let me show them how to shell this. Don't stand up and stare. Come along and join in, drink a drink and put a
a smile across your face. Every line, every party, we keep the vet kicking like karate, cause we the vibes, vibes. Say bartender, the libation, time to hype up this situation. One more time, push your two hands up in the air and sing down. I want big. Come join me and see. We are one big vetted family. Cause we just drink and we just jam. All together like. So come let me drink and come let me jam. All of this, all of this. Push your hands up, hands up, hands up, come, hands up, hands up. So we gonna send a message to the rest of the world, right? Cause my team, we not partial. When it comes to vet, we not normal. We the vibes, vibes. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Take it down. I want everybody to sing. Sing it loud. 1, 2, 3, sing. We are. Come join me and see. We are one big. You know that's part? Cause we just drink and we just jam. All together like. So come let me drink. So if you're against bullying, you gotta show them no. So everybody, push your hand to the up, come. Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, come, hands up. Blessed love each and every single time. Big up piece of ram every time. Big respect. How you mean?
Let's give our entertainers one more big round of applause. Let's go, let's go. Woo! Okay, students, we have 2 more items and then we are done. Done. And at this point, I need you to have a seat. Let's come back down. Come back down. You know, a program like this cannot be successful with 1 or 2 persons. So at this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Sophia Cobham-Haynes, who is a senior teacher for the first years, to move the vote of thanks. Help me welcome Mrs. Cobham-Haynes to the stage.
Master of Ceremony, Mrs. Sherry Sobers, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, Chief Education Officer of the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, Ms. Donna Clark, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Ms. Judith Maskell, Project Manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Mr. Sean Clark, Chief Executive Officer of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development and an OVEAS Certified Bullying Prevention Trainer and Consultant. Mr. Dennis Brown, Principal of the St. George Secondary School. Specially invited guests, members of the teaching and non-teaching staff, members of the media, prize winners, and you, our beloved students. A blessed good afternoon to you all. It is my honor today to move the vote of thanks as a member of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee to express our sincerest gratitude to all those who made this event possible. Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, the Chief Education Officer of the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, for her keynote address. In her address, she illustrated the ways in which bullying can occur in the classroom and in the school in general. Dr. Archer Bradshaw reminded the students that without them, the program would not be a success, and that the skills they gained in the program will assist them in problem-solving skills throughout their lives. Pastor Jamal Midas for his opening prayers, asking God to bless the proceedings and the program. The welcome from Ms. Sherry Sobers, the chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of the St. George Secondary School. Ms. Jane Reese, who is the associate director of Safe and Humane Schools, Institute on Family and Neighborhood Life, Olveus Bullying Prevention Program, Clemson University, for her video welcome. Ms. Jane Small for her powerful testimony through song. The principal, Dennis Brown, for his opening remarks, where he reminded us that bullying will not be tolerated at St. George Secondary School. And I'm going to quote what he said, "Not bout here." What did he say? All right. Mr. Brown and Mr. Clark for presenting the awards to the competition participants. Supreme Being Devon St. Hill for his presentation in spoken word. A special thanks to Ms. Donna Clark, project manager of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, for her thought-provoking address. Mr. Jonathan Gooden for his excellent rendition in song. Mr. Sean Clark for his general remarks to the gathering. Ms. Judith Maskell for her presentation to Joshua Lloyd, the winner of the logo competition. Ms. Maskell also presented a special prize to Javier Wallace. Star St. Hill, member of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee, for her presentation to Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw with her own St. George Secondary School Olveus Bullying Prevention t-shirt. Wear it with a smile, ma'am. Supreme Being Khalil Calendar for sharing his talent in song on this occasion. Student Nashawn Patterson. Woo! Sorry, I had to stop for that one. Entertainer and past student of the St. George Secondary School, Peter Ram, and veteran entertainer Mikey for their enthusiastic and energetic performances. We thank you. Members of the media for your coverage of this fantastic event. DB Productions for ensuring that the presentation was on point. I am sure all those who were watching the live streaming on YouTube are appreciative of your efforts. To all these persons who made this program a success, I offer you a hearty thank you from all of us here at the Lion's Den at St. George Secondary School. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
And to Mrs. Sophia Cobham-Haynes, I too thank you for moving the vote of thanks. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Sean Clark to the stage.
Yo, Shaggy. Yo, Guz.
Thank you very much. I don't know if everybody knowing about Sean is the best thing in the world, but I welcome that. Very quickly, I have the chairman of the Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee of the Frederick Smith Secondary School, Mr. Nichols, and he's going to make a special presentation to the chairman of your Bullying Prevention Coordinating Committee. He will be donating to her one of the Frederick Smith's Bullying Prevention t-shirts.
Family, yeah, I know this. I mean, say family. Sure. If I want thing, me hate a fern killer. Me no believe in a fern killer. Family, I mean, say family. Sure. Me love me family, them to me heart. Me would do the hate one of them. Real kill it, they to the end, they from me start. Me real better them. Cause them no know when we are by buy 3 sardines and the 1 pound of rice from shop. And them no know when we are get chased by cops.
One more surprise to you, and I'd like to invite Mr. Ricardo Bryan to the stage at this point. Mr. Bryan, where are you?
Morning, St. George family. Good afternoon. Now, I know all of you hungry, so I'm going to make this quick, right? So, you all see who just left there? The red-skin fella, not Mikey. Who was the other one? Peter Ram. And you all know that he homegrown, right? So, 2 years ago, just before this COVID foolishness come out and turn everybody on their head, we was getting ready. The St. George family to turn BSAP on their head. Because we can't understand how every year we stepping out, we get off here. So we devised a little plan to make a statement. He wanted to perform it for you here today, but before he decided to perform it for you, he said, brethren, this is my school. I want them to learn it for when we come back. So it was my task today now to introduce you to what I want to call our unofficial or official, Mr. Brown, depending on how you look at it, anthem, produced by me, sung by him, homegrown SGS to the core. So here, tune. When I get to the chorus, right, you're going to hear L-I-O to the N to the S. Who are we? SGS. L-I-O to the N to the S. Who are we? L-I-O to the N to the S. Who are we? Run the track there, so please.
I want to hear everybody from St. George Secondary. When they're ready, Peter and the post color, and I'm legendary. St. George, you know we are the leaders. We inspire and motivate others. Sorry for all the haters around. None of them can keep me dumb. Let me get organized. Keep our eyes on the prize. Never give up the fight to the end. Succeed again and again.
Sing the anthem. L-I-O to the N to the S. Who are we?
SGS.
Everybody knows St. George is the best. So who are we?
SGS.
L-I-O to the N to the S. Who are we?
SGS.
Everybody knows St. George is the best. So who are we?
SGS. We don't copy nobody. We don't imitate nobody. St. George Secondary. We creating history. We don't copy nobody. We don't imitate nobody. St. George Secondary. We creating history. L-I-O to the N to the S.
Who are we?
SGS.
Everybody knows St. George is the best. So who are we?
SGS. L-I-O to the N to the S. Who are we? SGS. Everybody knows St. George is the best. So who are we? SGS.
Okay, we have come to the end. We've had a good morning, haven't we? And now it is afternoon, but you know we have to do things orderly. So at this time, I'd like to hand you over to Mr. Proverbs, who will give you instructions for the remainder of the day. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. While Mr. Proverbs is giving you the instructions, let's say goodbye the St. George way to our dignitaries as they make their will. We have one more unveiling to do, but they will do it in your absence to the billboard. So let us say thank you to our guests for being here with us. Let's give them a St. George. Thank you. Come on, we can do better than that. Yeah.
Activation time. You ready now?
Come on, children, let me tell you something. Message straight out to Supreme Counseling for personal development, creating a safer school for our environment. Download one a free app from the App Store, Google Play. One if you know that. Safe Zone, when I know that. So come, let me link the report it app. Boom. Follow the steps. Report any cases of bullying, violence, and theft, bad behavior, abuse, and threat.